Hey everyone, what's good today? Welcome to today's podcast, episode 6. With me here today is
Philippa Craido, and I'm the National Children's President, a child advocate, a recent first class degree holder.
wow.
No offense if you not get degree, my bad. I'm just happy.
Okay, Miss Philippa Cradle, it's a pleasure to have you today on my podcast. And I've I want to say, you know, congratulations once again on your graduation. Yes, it's very good to see vibrant young lady like you you know, to be hardworking just as you have been doing. And I've been seeing your work on Facebook. Not only on Facebook, I guess I went at one summit the last time and I saw what you did. And I want to say you're doing very great job. So today I want us to talk on a topic, very important topic. What does it mean to be a child advocate? And I know you're also an advocate,
Okay.
right? You are into advocacy,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So I want us to talk on this topic. So I'm here to ask you questions about this advocacy that you've been to for the past, you know, I don't know if it's 4 or 5 years. How many years have you
Don't
been into this advocacy?
I'm going to explain my journey. So first of all, thank you so much for extending an invitation to feature me part of your podcast. So I did started my advocacy journey in 2021. When I took my WAS exam, I actually went to a private school in Waterloo. So I later transferred in 2021 at Western Nova, Lumley, where I stay with my mom. A friend of mine was really happy. She was like, Philippa, come and join advocacy, come and join Children's Forum Network. I was like, what is this organization all about? And then she said, it's about you advocating for children, it's about you having a platform to speak for children in front of stakeholders. I said, okay, that's good. Call
Okay.
me. Actually, we had met long before doing a school competition, so she knows that I'm somebody that loves this kind of space because I always feel empowered whenever I'm into a room that is full of educated people and whenever I'm speaking up for young people. And before I join advocacy, I am that kind of person, even my parents knows me. I always stand up for people. They're going to say, "Fem palava." When you find somebody in palava, I was that lawyer that was ready to defend. Yes. So it was within me to always speak up for people. So when I joined advocacy, more specifically Children's Forum Network, I did not only see it as a work, but I see it as a passion, as a hobby. I was like, I was just the flow. I was just flowing. When they
Wow.
say Philippa go for a program, I'll talk, and people were like, "Oh, Philippa, your statement was good. It was persuasive." This was how I started flourishing in advocacy. And the amazing part was I didn't take too long in advocacy. I took almost like I've taken like 5 years, but I
Okay.
took first of all 2 years in advocacy before I became the Children's Forum Network National President. So imagine I used those. My intention was never for me to be CFN National President. Trust me, I never
So
even had a dream that I was going to be CFN President. I didn't have those dreams. I only came to this space. I was so happy. I wanted to speak up for children. I wanted to learn. I wanted to serve humanity. But along the way, I think 1 year ago towards the election, some of my colleagues in CFN were like, Filippo, we can see you as a very good leader. They started campaigning. This is why, even up to now, outside of CFN, I used to tell people that I'll be that leader. If you see people do not believe in me, if you see people do not say, Philippa, come and be our leader, I will never go in. Because
why? Why?
when people believe in you and say, come and lead us, it means a lot. You will have their full support. When you're in governance, I will not see you not experience challenges, but you have their full support because you look at it and say, you know what, after us, majority voted for you. So I've really learned so much. And now back to your topic, what it means to be a child advocate. It's for you to be the child advocate. First of all, it's a passion. That one I can tell you for fun because it takes a lot and a lot of sacrifice. I could recall there are certain times, most of the time, I was using my personal money, even up to now, to attend meetings every Thursday. I was using my personal money to be going for programs before I came here, I went for a radio program. They are not giving me transportation before, but I'm doing it out of love, out of sacrifice. Like, I'm enjoying the process. So being a child advocate, it goes beyond what you see on Facebook. It goes beyond on what sometimes we post. Trust me, there are a lot of sacrifice. There are a lot of
behind the scene.
yes, that people will not see, but sometimes people just be reaching out to, oh, Philip, I want to be like you. Hey, goodness. Sometimes people say, Philip, I want to join Children's Farm Network. Their aim is when they join Children's Farm Network, they want to start traveling. Their aim is when they join Children's Farm Network, they want to be given the platform where they can be talking to presidents and other stakeholders. And mind you, growth takes time. It's a gradual process. So being a child advocate, it means a lot. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of time. I could recall again when I was in university. It takes a lot. There was a time when I risked my education because of my advocacy work. I was missing a lot of lectures. When I time for exam, I have to double study for me to capture, because most of the time, imagine, I for the week I would have to go for lectures one time Wednesday, even on Wednesdays.
So how many
Even
days
it
do you have lectures
so what,
for a
since
week?
I was an honor student at final year, so final year political science, public college, you only go for lectures one time. So
Wow.
even on Wednesday, so you go for one time, that is from 9 a.m. till 5, sometimes till 6 p.m. So imagine, even on that day, if I go for lectures in the morning, by 12, if I will go down for advocacy program, I'm not going again for
Wow.
any classes. So it takes a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes when I reflect on my life and what I've given, what I've sacrificed, I just say, if only people know what it takes to be a child advocate, then you understand, because it means a lot. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, Philippa, you remember when they voted you, you said you are going to work for the children of this country. I skip a lot, trust me. Even there are certain things I was not doing it because I was a child advocate. I was really careful of what I say, how I dress, with whom I take pictures, where I go to. All of these basic things. You say you think like you see that it's something that is relating to my personal life, but also reflect on the work which I do, because you also don't want to be preaching something. You know, I'm be that person you talk say, do as I say and don't do as I do. Yeah, so it takes a lot to be a child advocate. It has to reflect on your own personality as an individual, because also your personality should also send a message to somebody that, oh, this person, I love his personality, she's indeed a child advocate, and by that you can also help us in protecting the children of this country.
Okay, thank you very much. So with that all said, I believe there were times you have a turning point in
Yeah.
life, maybe when you were growing up. So I want to know, what was that specific moment of your life or your eye opener in your childhood that make you realize you don't just sit to watch people, but you have to stood up for them and then speak for them.
Okay. What I could say is that everybody is born differently. All
Okay.
of us have different talents. Our stars are different. They're amazing. For me, naturally, nobody taught me how to talk. I do have the confidence within myself since I was okay. So when I was going to school, I used to give welcome address, and I am someone that is very very talkative. I know that if I walk in a room, I'm afraid. Like, I'm not afraid of speaking up. Trust me. So naturally, this was who I am, and this is who I am even up to now. So when I had this thing within myself that I always yearn to be in a space, this space which I am. I always yearn. I was praying for it, but I didn't actually have the way to enter. I didn't actually have the platform. I didn't know. I didn't have any knowledge. As I stated, it was a friend of mine who introduced me to CFA. So because I already have the confidence within me, I was like, the fearless business was within me. I grew up like this naturally, like speaking up for people. So when I went into the advocacy space, it was very simple. But however, what I could tell people is that we all live in a society where we see people are being deprived of their rights. We all live in a society where more especially children are deprived. Sometimes because they are not staying with their biological parents, we see people, children begging at the streets. We've seen how children are the most vulnerable category of people in the society. So because of that, when I came into this space, I was like, this is the right space, this is the right time for me to advocate for the children.
All right, thank you. So, to all audience watching this live, I want you to tell us the challenges you face as a child when growing up in Sierra Leone. So, stay tuned as you're watching the live. And again, Miss Philippa Kaidol, I want to ask you the second question. There is a common saying that children should be seen and not heard, right? This is what we've been seeing in Sierra Leone, and it's something also we have experienced. I myself has have experienced. So, but you are proving the opposite, that children are not only supposed to be seen, but they should be heard as well, right? So I want to know, how do you define child advocacy to a grandmother? Because at first you define child advocacy, what it means to be a child advocate. But I want you to define it to that grandmother that is in the village, who think empowering a kid is a challenge to our tradition.
Okay, so first of all, let me make it very clear.
Yes.
I'm no longer a child. Let me make it very clear. I will be doing transition this June. I'm working on it because I was elected 2 years ago. So I will be doing a transition.
Okay.
Yes, this coming June, and by the grace of God, there will be a new children's president. I can recall when you reached out to me and asked me for the topic, I deliberately choose child advocacy because when I joined advocacy and started advocating for children, like everything about most of the thing about my personality changed. I will not say like when I was going to school, in fact, when I was going to school, I was very respectful because my father is a military person. If I misbehave, I just know say me complaining at once and they don't go beat me. So I grew up in that kind of strict family. So that was between me. But what I would say is that joining advocacy, like something about me really changed my mentality. Even though I had a lot of opportunities like traveling, like it gives me more platform to speak with bigger stakeholders. One of the amazing things that happened was when we went to see the president of Sierra Leone last year. Oh my goodness, when we entered the room, there was like, His Excellency, it's Brigadier Julius Madabio, the children of this country. Yeah, I was so happy. And if you go to my Facebook page, I pinned that post. Reason being, because I want future generations to come and see that post that this is who Philippa is. I want my children that are yet to be born to see that post and say, oh, you know what, I'm proud of my mother. Trust me. So everything about me changed. That was why I told you to choose the topic around child advocacy, because I also want to continue to be giving back to society.
Okay.
Now, to my grandmother, or to somebody that is living in the district, or somebody that have no clue or no idea about child advocates, what I will tell you is that when we talk about child advocacy, first of all, who is a child? A child is an individual that is below the age of 18 years. And we have backup of proof and definition like UNICEF. UNICEF defines a child as someone that is below the age of 18 years. The Child Rights Act, which was recently passed last year, also defined the child as somebody that is below the age of 18 years. And of course, we all know that if you are below the age of 18 years, you cannot vote, which automatically tells you that you are a child. So now, when we talk about child advocacy, it means you giving the children to enjoy all of the necessary rights that he or she must enjoy because the person is a child. For example, the child should have access to quality education. At home, allow your child to speak up their minds. We've seen situations in homes wherein children are even afraid to even have a conversation with their parents. It is because at homes they are not being given this platform. That is why we have the Children Forum Network. That is why we have child advocates, because we want to continue to speak up so people to understand that it is of essence for your child to speak up. It is of essence for child participation. Child participation means in decision making. we mostly see that in African setting when they are making decisions, they don't consider children. They don't think about their feelings. So child advocacy is how you can allow the child to access his rights, like to attend school. It is the right of the child to life. It is the right of the child to express his feeling. It is the right of the child to participate, to speak up their minds. However, the children also have their responsibility. So we all want to ensure that while we are doing advocacy for children, they should also learn about their responsibility. So child advocacy basically is how we can protect these children from harm, how we can protect them, and how we can ensure that they enjoy all of their rights, which I've stated, like rights to education, free medical facilities, freedom of speech, right to participation, and a lot more.
So, to all viewers, you've heard from what Miss Philippa Cridola have just said, and to our grandmother, it is not a challenging something, in order for you to empower these kids. So, as to what she has just said, this is what I want us to consider. They should have rights to education, and also um, have access to some of those basic necessities that they
Yeah.
need, right? So, Mr. Hobson, we are trying to work on that, and we are going to work on the sound here. So I saw a question from Fadel. So he asked the question that, how can the CFN expose young um, children in order for them to be motivated? I don't know if that's the question.
Uh,
I saw a question.
What,
So,
what I could say is that the Children's Forum Network is a platform, it's like an academy. Just take an example, like for you to be a successful somebody in the football space, you first of all need to have a passion. You first of all need to have the love for football
okay.
because it takes a lot. So you know that before ever you become successful or before ever people see in the space, you go through some trainings
Okay.
which you normally call as an academy. So that's the same thing to Children's Farm Network. CFN trains leaders. But imagine if you as an individual, if you as a child, you are not ready to pass through the system, to pass through the right channel, you will not become seen. You because what I could tell you is that CFN gives platform to everybody, and CFN gives platform equally in the sense if you attend a program, you are like let's say we normally have meetings every Thursday. We normally have it now at Congo Cross because NCC has just transfer. So imagine you going for meetings every Thursday. But when you go for meetings, you just like fold your hands and be watching people like this. Like you go repeatedly.
You need to participate. Is
Yes,
that what you
yes,
mean?
yes. Because you need to be seen. First of all, for people or for the world to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. You have to make people to see you. Imagine we are so many in this world. If we imagine before ever a leader becomes a president, you've gone through a lot of competition, you've gone through a lot of interviews. So that is the same thing. When you go for meetings, ensure you talk, you introduce yourself, ensure you doing AIB. How can you be an impact for somebody? How can you read the poem? How can you share stories? How can you give report? These are just common things that anybody can do. But sometimes what I could tell you is that some of them should even go for meetings. They will just sit down more like so. They watch me.
Hmm.
They will be going like consistently for 5 months. They will not talk, they will talk little or less. And sometimes we do have debates. So imagine this debate will give you role. Go study, can't do debate. Some will not even do it. So I could tell you that CFN is an academy. But yet the you as an individual should be willing. If you are willing, CFN will take you to places beyond your imagination.
Ah,
CFN will give you bigger platform beyond your imagination. Trust me. And CFN will continue to push you to organization so that the world so that everybody will see the potential. And at the ending of it, our ultimate goal and objective is how best we can influence policies to protect children's rights.
all right. So thank you. With respect to what you've said, I want to know it because the last time I posted you and you Esther Tolly and I don't know Nima Tulaibari on my Facebook page. So I've been seeing your work on Facebook. Like the last time I saw you went to, is it South Africa?
No, was it
Uganda.
Rwanda?
So I saw
So
you
last year
went
I
there.
just traveled like this last year I went to Ethiopia 2 times and
All right,
Rwanda.
and I've also seen you, in big platforms, expressing yourself. So I often see you in high level meeting with big titles, but I want to know about, the face of a child you have met on the street that keeps you, awake at night when the cameras are off.
The face of a child. So what I would say is that even though we are advocating, we are doing our best, but yes, still, we will not deny the fact that children's rights are not being violated. I can tell you because if you go out to the street, you see children are still begging. You see, we are getting reports where children's rights are being violated at homes. Some of them are being raped by their uncles, by their dad, by their uncles. So many people, even their elder brothers. But what I could say is that each time I see these faces, it reminds me that there is still more to do. Even though we've done our part, even though Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, National Commission for Children are doing their best, but there is still more that needs to be done. And I could say it that it is not only the responsibility of the government, it is not only the responsibility of me as a child advocate, but it is a collective responsibility because there are certain times, there are certain areas ministry might not be there. The certain areas, myself sitting here, I will not be there, but you as an individual will be representing us. So in protecting these children, it is a collective responsibility. What I could tell you again is that we are getting there. There's a gradual process, and I believe for me, for the fact that my childhood has been blessed of being an advocate for children, being into the adult stage and continue to be in the adult stage, I will always prioritize children's rights because I have felt it, I have lived with it, I have gone through the experience, I've lived with people who have gone through such experience. I will always ensure that we prioritize children's rights. So that is what I can say. But it is also a waking to us, giving us like one day. You people need to do more.
So suppose you talk about representation, we should represent you guys. Now I'm not a child advocate, right? But suppose I'm in the village and I've seen all these things that are going wrong. Sorry, these things are going on that are not good to our children. So, and I don't have all the, you know, I don't have the access. Let me say for example, I no get the becoming at the village meeting, I no able for get all the requirements we need for make I able for
Okay.
represent now well.
No,
How me we able
no,
for
you
represent now?
can. When we talk about the representation, being there at present is already a representation. But now the question is, how are you going to make your representation to be
Yes.
useful? So, for example, if you are in the village or at a far end where communication is really difficult to get, where it's really difficult for even a vehicle to go through, what I
Okay.
could advise is that
Mm.
if a child right is being violated, please go to the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. Almost all of the districts do have Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. Or you can also go to One Stop Center. One Stop Center is also a government facility. There are areas where they have non-governmental organizations like UNICEF, Child Fund, Save the Children, Plan International, World Vision. They have a lot of organizations, Rainbow Initiative. Like then sorry, ask people awake you will go and reach out to them, explain your situation, and then you can also channel your situation to Children's Forum Network and
Okay.
Sierra Leone page. You can also reach out to Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, and there's a free to line which is 116, and also other organizations are free to line. So in that kind of situation, just ensure you report, ensure you have evidence. For example, I believe all of us, you have a phone, right?
Yeah,
Just ensure
sure.
you record. This record will serve as an evidence so that they can hold them accountable for their actions.
Okay, thank you very much. So to the audience who are watching, I want to ask you if you could change one thing about that child in your community, what's that one thing that you would change or what would it be? that one thing in your community? So you can answer that question on the comment section below. So Miss Philippa Credo, let's go to the next question. Many of our laws, I believe we have laws, right?
Yes.
And as the president of the CFN, I believe there are laws that you guys have put in place. So I want to know, many of our laws for children look beautiful on paper, you understand? But the reality on the ground is very different. So, what do you think the biggest brick wall stopping these rights from reaching the average child in Freetown or the provinces?
What I could say, first of all, to all the laws that have been enacted, thank you to the government of Sierra Leone, also to our parliamentarians. But being in this space, one experience which I've noticed is that why sometimes implementation will be poor or not too effective or might be too slow or yes, not to be effective is because of resources.
Okay.
We all will not deny the fact that Sierra Leone, like Sierra Leone, not a rich country. Sierra Leone is still developing. We still have gaps like in terms of finance business. Like when it comes to countries that we not rich, Sierra Leone is part of it. So because of that situation, don't put the children of this country at a disadvantage. Imagine after they would have enacted this bill, government would have invested their own time, Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, National Children's Commission, they would have done their best. They really want to do their best, including myself. But one thing which you will notice is that for you to go to this far reach end, you have to cater for the person. So one of the obstacles is that financial obstacle, trust me. Because imagine, let's say, you being, let me say, a journalist. I don't know if you're planning to become a journalist, but let me say you being a journalist, and then you want to go to Falaba. Somebody told me that I've actually been to Kabbalah. There was a time I should have gone to Falaba, but I had an exam, so I skipped that particular thing. Imagine they said you should go to Falaba, and Falaba is a very far reach end. You think if you not get transport, will you be able to access that platform? No,
No.
you cannot. That's the same thing. That's the challenge. So that's why you see non-governmental organization they keep on complementing the work of the government. And one thing for me personally, which I'll pray in the future, is that with long life and prosperity and by God's grace, may God bless me so much that I can be able to give back to the children of this country, not only with my work, but financially. When you give financially, they can use this money to be able to access children far reach end, so for these children to be able to access opportunities and other platform because their children, it's not that they're not going to school, they're going to school, but other basic items they cannot access because of financial problem. So
Okay.
financial problem has been one of the really big problem which has made these laws, these beautiful laws, not to be effective. It's not like they don't have the eagerness. It's not like ministry is not ready, but just that when it comes to the financial, you have to, you have to pay staff, you have to fill cards and other things. You have to ensure you provide other things for the children. So I can say it has been the greatest share. Like in talk saying an empty bag cannot stand.
Yeah,
No
sure.
matter you get zeal, oh my goodness, if you not eat, you not go work. The energy will not be there.
That's
Trust
a
me, even if you
fact.
get passion. So
Eh,
that has been one. So most of the time when people can say, "Oh, we need to blame government," sometimes yeah, it's because you are not in their position. Mind you, government is not only the elected position. One day you separate the watch me could be a government official. It used to be supposed there will be a government official. In
yes.
fact, when you look at the definition of government, it is the people. There's one philosopher who defines government. Government by the people for the government of the people by the people and for the people, something like that. So they say the definition all center by the people, and that means say even the president comes within us. So in order for blaming government, I know government should take their own responsibility, should take some blame, but also the big gap here. For my experience, the big gap is financial problem because they can also put you in that position and you still experience and face the same thing.
Okay. So thank you very much. So the viewers, don't worry. We will increase the voice, the volume. We will increase the volume. So um, continue to stay active. Yes. So, Miss Philippa, thank you very much. So the next question, I know, but I know um, we are working on it, right? This financial constraint,
Yeah.
because you know it needs to be resolved, because if it's
Trust
at
me,
all,
trust me. The truth to be said,
yes,
um, in terms of that financial situation, it's not only the government's burden. I
okay,
know the government will take the greatest responsibility, but have you asked yourself what can you do as an individual? President J.F. Kennedy, former president of the United States in States of America, he did ask this question. He said, "Do not ask what American can do for you. Ask what you can do for America." So this is the same thing I want to leave out to all Sierra Leoneans. It's not all the time that you be asking, Amy, what is Salome do for me? But have you asked yourself, what have I really done for Sierra Leone? If we have this mentality, then I believe we can be able to help to develop Sierra Leone. Because you see America, you go
yeah,
there, they have a lot of private sectors, and it is these private sectors. And if you look at these private sectors, not individuals, these are individuals who are building and boosting the capital of the America. So that's the same thing. You and as a post, we don't learn the book, you don't make your money outside the country. If you think of coming back to Sierra Leone and invest, most of the time I've traveled there, you see some Sierra Leoneans, they do excellent, extremely well. I know sometimes they go talk to maybe the system not favor them, but you don't come back now solo and give back to society and say, okay, you know, it's how they pay for 10 picking them. Say from primary school to go secondary school, to go university. Okay, might build a powerful hospital. Try for able get fund for make the go they treat people and maybe of cancer, maybe possibly get problem with them and other things there. Trust me, for build a nation, yeah,
yeah,
not one man business, not only the government, it is a collective responsibility. And that is why I used to pray and I used to say, by the grace of God, may God give me that long life and may God give me the zeal for make I give back to my country, both financially, in terms of service, in terms of academic, anything that has to do with
yeah.
positivity.
Certainly, it will happen. I believe that as long as you persevere to, and you focus towards your goal. So, thank you very much. So, let's move to to the next question. With the way the economy is right now, yeah, Sierra Leone presently. So, how many children? Sorry, so the economy, right? Let's talk about the economy. So with the way the economy is right now in Sierra Leone, children are being forced, to choose between going to school or to sell in the market to help their parents. So how we can advocate for a child future when their stomach is empty today?
Okay, what I could say is that children are not being forced to choose, trust me.
They are not being
Do you know
forced
why
to.
I'm saying this?
Yeah,
Naturally, most speaking they not like work business.
not like work.
Me wey sit down here, I can tell you for fact, me wey sit down here, I am very lazy when it comes to our choices. Yes, I'm very lazy. If you see, the reason why sometimes I do it is because I do have pressure from my mom, but most of the picking them, because you know, for when they do work for say, it takes a lot of energy. Imagine that and tell you say, can't tote go sell. Na few pikin dem ki gladi, and dat na why dem dey gladi because dem know say dem go sell, dem go get lunch or dem go buy for dem clothes. So you dey get the point, say they are like, it is the parents or their guidance wey don already choose for them. So because they don already choose for them, dem no get alternative. So na the parent actually can choose for them pikin dem. But what you guys will say, I stated it. Salon not of us in a rich country. Salon is still developing. So,
Okay.
however that Sierra Leone is developing, I can't already don't put you in a disadvantaged situation. Let's say, you know, they compare a child that is being born in the United States of America to that of a child that is being born in Sierra Leone. Because in USA, they already get a system wherein you parents, first of all, they keep money in a bank. Turn to turn it, they give you money. Now, Salon, they need to do one. That anxiety, the email, I want to be 18 years. Yeah, that anxiety, we don't enjoy our fine. Those in developed country, they enjoy it because imagine at the age of 18 years, they give you money. Imagine at the age of 18 years, your parents are going to give you house or maybe a car and the money to start up your own family. As a lawyer, how many of the people that reach 18 years, how many of them that experience that kind of love? Only few. Like 0.05, like only few. So you see that because of the country we found ourselves, don't really put you in a disadvantage and side. So that is why you see that children in the street, they're still selling. Some of them can access education. But however, um President Bio in his first time bring the free quality education.
Yeah.
Even though I will not deny the fact that there has not been some challenges, but at least there has been some progress because bringing the free quality education is giving access to children, is giving access to even pregnant mothers to access education. But what I could say, at least they've started it, which is a big win. So now is because I was asking myself is when there'll be a change of government, even I don't know if na APC or SPP, any party that win, will there be a sustainability of this free quality education? Because we need to take as number one priority. If there is continuation of this free quality education, you see that more children can access education. But one thing I can tell you for the fact is that the children found themselves in a disadvantaged situation because of the country that they found themselves.
Okay. So thank you very much. So to the audience that are watching this live, thank you. And again, I want to know, who are we supposed to blame? Is it the parents, or are we supposed to blame the system, the parents who send their children to the market, in the streets, sorry, or we are supposed to blame, or we are to blame the system? So we discussed that in the comment section below. So Miss Philippa Cridle, I want to ask again, as a vibrant young woman in a in a leadership position, you are the president right now, right? I want to know, how do you feel that being a girl advocate in Sierra Leone comes with a unique set of superpowers that men might not have in this field?
First of all, in times of leadership,
Yes,
you
yeah.
notice that there are more men that are compared to women.
Okay.
Even in top politics, even in classrooms, you notice people who are leaders, who they lead, they're mostly men. So when you become a woman leader, it gives you an advantage. But
Okay.
remember,
How?
remember I'm coming. Remember, before I become that woman leader, the challenge that you go through, that man leader will not be able to go through that kind of challenge. Because first of all, naturally people don't go just look low on you. Just think oh, because of she's a woman. Meant people have this perception that because now woman, enough for lead.
Enough
And
knowledge.
yes, and trust me, there are structures that are supporting or that are backing it. Some people I can remember, but thank God there are people who are not changing their mentality. Some people just get the mentality say enough for kneel down before woman. People have that mentality in this world. Some people have this mentality that they cannot stand behind women. And of course, we've seen like Muslims, they talk say, where they want to mock, all the man is there before, all the woman is there behind. So there are certain people get the mentality that because of the woman will ever lead them at this world. Yes, I'm not denying the fact that there are good Muslim men who support women, who believe that women should become leaders. But because of how tradition and some religion have categorized women to always be in the kitchen, to always be submissive, you face a lot of challenges. Trust me. So now, when you become a leader, you have more advantage than the man leader because for make you reach that level, it takes a lot because you've won several battles. You've been able to persuasively win the hearts of people. So being a female leader is that when you work in rooms, people will listen to you more because it is not something that is usual. Because we've
It's rare, is that
yes,
what you mean?
yes, it is not something that is usual. So because of that, it drives this attention for people to listen to you. And when people gives you their full attention, you notice that they can be easily be influenced. So that is one advantage I can tell you, that because women leadership is very difficult to see, That is why they can easily influence policies, they can easily walk through rooms and achieve something easily because of their gender.
Okay. So thank you very much. And all right. To the next question. I hope we're not moving faster.
I'm okay.
You're okay with that? Okay. So I want to know. Some people say that we usually see uh, big public figures always like to take pictures when they are into the room. You understand? Some people say that young leaders are just used for photo ops by politicians. So how do you ensure that when you sit at the table, you actually making decision and not just acting as symbol? Like you, for the last, I don't know, you attended the last summit organized by Ambassador Suleiman, the Yakap.
Yes.
We attended the summit, right? So I saw what you did. You understand? I was impressed. So that is the reason why, one of the reasons why I decided to reach out to you. So how do you ensure that when you sit at the table, you actually making decision and not just acting as a symbol or as the president of the
Okay.
Children's World Network?
Yeah, so what I could say again is that it should not only be because of my position, but even as an individual. We've seen situations where people love taking pictures. Taking pictures is nice because first of all,
Uh,
you would use those pictures to feel like, oh my goodness, in the past 5 years, this was what I was doing. As an evidence, it brings a lot of good memories. But again, as a young person,
yeah.
whenever you're being given the platform, make good use of it.
Okay.
And because of this strategy which I have, it has helped greatly in promoting and making who I am. I could recall 2023. That was my first time traveling out of the country. I went to Kenya. My passport was made by Child Fund Sierra Leone. Everything was made by Child Fund Sierra Leone. I went to Kenya. That was the first time traveling out of this country. I
Okay.
told myself, Philip, I am. It's all the go through. We for make history. I actually didn't have the idea. Ara get for I trust me, I didn't have the idea. And I didn't get a clue. And that was the first time traveling to the country.
Okay.
When I went to the Children's Summit in 2023, I met children from 10 different countries.
Wow.
I met children from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia. I met a lot of children, including Kenya children. But one thing that makes me to be outstanding, first of all, was my participation. Imagine some were speaking French, others were speaking English. And for me, trust me, when you travel, for you to interact with somebody from another country, it's difficult because their lifestyle is different. For example, they told us that we in West Africa, more especially Sierra Leone, they say we talk fast. Like
Mhm.
this talk they talk to us. They say we talk fast. For them, they talk very, very slowly. So it seems there is a difference, even in the way we talk. So imagine I go to that kind of platform. I was able to interact. I was doing my best. Like when they say, I was really active. And of course, this is a kudos to all Sierra Leoneans. Like we can speak a very good English. We English very, very fine. Trust me.
Eh?
Yes. Sometimes
Even though we are not an English speaking
no,
country.
Sierra Leone is an English speaking
Okay,
country,
okay.
yes. What I mean is that Salon, naturally, like, we are educated people. You see the issue already there, when they talk say Fabe College was once an atom of West Africa when they said Sierra Leone was the choosing country for the free state. Sierra Leoneans are really, really smart. I can I challenge anybody. Trust me, in terms of speaking good English, Sierra Leoneans are number one. In terms of academic, in Africa, Sierra Leoneans are number one. Like, we are highly educated, trust me. So when I went there, first of all, when the one was speaking, they were like, Philippa, your English is really clear and sound. The way Sierra Leoneans can speak is really amazing. But apart from that, I really did my best. One of the amazing things that happened was when I went for that summit,
Yeah.
there was a bigger platform where they have all of these presidents, and at that time, President Bill attended that summit. I didn't even have any clue that there was another summit where presidents, stakeholders were. So imagine, more than 5 people from different organizations. Then watch inside that room, they watch inside that room, they watch inside that, and with God in grace, they choose me. So that is one thing. I not only attend the program, I didn't only attend this, but I made an impact. They choose me to go and give that declaration statement. That's why if you look at my Facebook page, all of these pictures have symbol and explanation and a story behind it. That's why
Okay.
sometimes people say, people, you know, it is for change profile. I said everything about me. I wanted to send a message. So imagine I was choosing in that room out of we 100 from different countries. I was chosen from different organization, Red Cross committee. I delivered perfectly. I was not afraid. I was not shy. I was used to. I gave that declaration statement, the children's declaration statement. Ever then, yeah, the Kenya delegates up till now they expect Salon Pekin. I like up till now, even when I will be doing transition, they will forever expect Selena Chide because of the impact I made. I did not only presented my country in a positive way, but I impacted the summit positively by reading the declaration statement. I ended that yeah. When I finished reading my statement, I told President, I said, President Tuto, kindly come to the stage and come and accept this position paper from me. And it was really humble. It came off stage and collected it. And then I told them that I was from Sierra Leone. I told them, please let my president come. Let my president join us in the picture. So one of the impacts thing you saw it, or you look at it is that I did not only travel, I did not only go and sit, attend and look at people, but I made a very positive impact by reading the declaration statement on behalf of all African children at that time, by giving the position paper to the president to look into it, and by representing my country, like I sell my country in a very positive way. And this is something we don't always help me in every space I go. I always ensure I leave an impactful outcome. I leave an impression that if you want to call me back, you will call me again. Trust me. So this is something that every young person needs for learn. Even if you're not in advocacy space, any room that you work in or any side on your opportunity, make good use of it. Use it in a positive way that it will benefit other people.
Exactly. So and they very very nice. Like what you just say, so like they were all impressed by which you go do.
And trust me, it's not supposed to like an hike. In that room, all the people will be there inside. They get more than 10 presidents in that conference room. Majority of them were non-governmental organizations. They were executive director, country director from other organizations like UNICEF, Child for Save the Children. Like even for me self enter into that place, like we get for pass like 5 times for what it pass. Yes, for me we even enter into that place, but when we are saying like, oh, this is the child representative. If I can't read the declaration statement, for me we entered it. It was really difficult. The place was full of bigger stakeholders. Imagine 11 presidents
Wow.
in Africa. We are in that room.
Wow. So being so we're about to conclude this session. So I want to ask you, being the voice of for millions of children is a heavy load, right?
It is.
You being the president, you know the preso for all the pikin
It
dem na
is.
this country also. So na big load than this. So, you know that, right?
Yes, I know.
So so how do you protect your own mental health? Because well, buddy, you got to prioritize your own
Yeah,
health
yeah.
as well. You understand? So how do you protect your own health and keep your spirit high when you are constantly dealing with sad difficult cases?
So always it's like always like is that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. In everything I have achieved in this life,
Okay.
even though I have put so much effort, sometimes I don't sleep during the night. I'm just doing research. I put on so much effort, I sacrifice, I'm committed, but I always prioritize God.
God.
I might not be that Christian that you might say openly. I might not be that Christian way. Maybe you go to see her every day, but if you look at my character, you know I'm a very good Christian person. So what I could say is that always prioritize God. Put God in everything you do. In everything I've accomplished, I'd always pray and God answer me prayer. God has made it work in a way that it feels as a miracle that some things I've done, other people cannot do it. It's not because of my power, but because of God. When I'm stuck and feeling very lazy, I just didn't need that in prayer. I just commit everything to God care because within my own power, I know therefore do am. But everything in this life, put God first. cry to God. God will solve your problem. I think God has been my greatest comforter. Yes, He has been my greatest comforter. He has helped me accomplishing a lot, and I know that He will help me to accomplish a lot to serve humanity and give back to society.
Okay. So thank you very much. So let's conclude. This is the last question that I'm going to ask.
I hope
Yeah.
to myself not take long, yeah?
No, it not take long. So to all the audience, we want to hear from you too. This is the last question we're going to ask and conclude this session. So, if you could give one direct, you understand, matching order to every adult listening right now, yeah,
uh,
to this podcast. So, what or how they treat the next generation, on how they should treat the next generation, what would that one command be?
again, like me
Just give them,
giving my
yes.
conclusion to you that is watching me.
Yes.
What I could say, including myself, including you will watch me, including anybody who get to watch this video, yeah, always protect the rights of children.
Okay.
Yes, I'm putting it like that because if you protect the rights of children, you go see a child is going astray, help her. You know, go see get money, picking big, some people they greedy
Greedy bad.
and selfish. And not so will not get too much, but at least there are certain times love is sharing. When you share, you dey show love. So let's ensure we protect children. Starting from you as a parliamentarian, pass laws that will protect children. Starting from you as an advocate, speak up for children's rights. So you as a journalist, speak up. So it's a collective responsibility. Let's all ensure that we protect the rights of children across the world, not always alone.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming today, and I really appreciate. So, viewers, thank you. I think the other question, but we'll respond to that questions. They get to answer to them when on the next podcast. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you also to the listeners.